Hi friends, welcome back. Now let us see the importance of controlling. See, we know controlling is a very important stage of management. Why? Because it is necessary for the achievement of managerial objectives. So we can say that without controlling, an organization is like a chariot without a charioteer. No, a car without a driver. In simple our terms. See, you to drive a car, you require to control it, right? Exactly. Now, so controlling now, what does it do? It does the work of verifying whether all the activities of the enterprise are being carried out in accordance with the plan which has been adopted, or in accordance with the orders which have been given, and in accordance with the principles which have been laid down. So, in short, the main objective of controlling is to check the errors or shortcomings of the past and to stop their recurrence. पास्ट में से गलती ढूंढना और वापस न हो, ऐसा स्टेप्स लेना. So, based on this, the importance of controlling can be said. The first is, it is helpful in the achievement of the company's objectives. How does it do that? It finds out errors, वो गलती ढूंढता है, and it takes corrective action. So what happens because of this? The achievement of objectives becomes easy and all the activities are performed according to a plan. Controlling also brings a control on the activities. The activities like organization, production, sales, employees, financial, quality aspects, all these can be controlled, right? There's a control on that. It makes planning effective. See, planning lays down the path and controlling helps to find the deviation and improve them. So, due to controlling, it is possible now to achieve our objectives. Planning becomes successful. Controlling helps coordination between various activities. Right? And see, we can only coordinate if control is there. Without control, coordination is not possible. It helps in evaluation of activities. Evaluation means finding out, right, the value, or finding out the measuring. Evaluation means measurement. So, predetermined standards are there. We compare our activity with those predetermined standards, and the evaluation is done. Okay, are we in tune or are we not in tune? So if we are not in tune, it will remove the deviation. So controlling aims at taking corrective action. It will examine the cause of deviation कि क्यों ये नहीं हुआ, हमने जो प्लान किया था उसके हिसाब से ये क्यों नहीं हुआ, and it takes corrective measures so that the deviation can be reduced. It is necessary for delegation of authority. Lower level पे काम देना, lower level को जवाबदारी देना, that is called delegation of authority. लेकिन काम देने के बाद अगर सुपीरियर मैनेजर ने वो कंट्रोल रखा ही नहीं, तो उसको कैसे मालूम होगा कि काम हुआ कि नहीं, मैंने को जो काम सौंपा वो ठीक से हो रहा है कि नहीं. So it is very important that when you give authority to somebody, when you delegate authority to a lower level, it is the responsibility of the supervisor, the upper level, to supervise. See, why? Because this is very important. He can delegate authority but not accountability. Let's take an example which you will understand. Let us say your class teacher is teaching in your class right now. Now the class teacher remembers that some work is there which he has yet to do. and it is urgent. And for that work, the class teacher will have to leave the classroom right now. So, the class teacher now tells one person, the monitor, okay, please get up and take care of the class. I'll be back in 10 minutes. And right, see that everybody writes, he gives an assignment, a test, and says, see that nobody copies in this test, and ensure it is done properly. And the class teacher goes. Once the class teacher goes, the monitor is not able to control the class, or we can say the monitor is not controlling the class at all. He himself is helping the class in copying, and they are making a lot of ruckus, a lot of mischief is being made. And unfortunately, the principal is on the round at that very time, and he hears that ruckus, and he comes there, and he sees that there is no teacher in the class, and he asks, where's the teacher? The teacher is now found, and he comes running to the class, all trembling. Why is the principal there? And the principal asks the teacher, what is happening here? Why is there so much noise in the class? Where were you? And the teacher cannot say, sir, I told the monitor to monitor the whole class. I am not responsible for the cheating. The teacher can delegate authority, but he cannot delegate accountability. Accountability means answerability. For the students to remain quiet, for the students to maintain discipline, it is the teacher's responsibility. Now, the teacher may have given the authority to the monitor, but still the teacher is answerable. It is the teacher's responsibility. The monitor itself is the teacher's responsibility in this case. So that is why you see, controlling is very important. Teacher has to find a mechanism to control things. Then it helps in finding out errors. Galti dhunne mein wo help karega. That is the main activity of controlling. Error, or in other words, difficulties, defects, deviations can be found out. And ultimately, these things are removed so that they are not repeated in the future. It helps in long-term planning. Right? So controlling helps to make long-term plans, because on the base of the information which is gathered from the present activities, we can make long-term assumptions. It helps in direction or directing. It supervises the personnel, gives guidance and direction in their difficulties. And controlling is also a barometer of efficiency of the business. See, in a business enterprise, if control is exercised efficiently, management becomes more efficient. So controlling is called the barometer of efficiency of management. Alright, so we saw the importance of controlling. In an earlier part, we also talked of the relation between planning and controlling in short. Now let's talk it a bit in detail. So let's talk about the relation between planning and controlling. So planning as such refers to a systematic and intellectual program to achieve objectives. So planning will clarify the goals behind the future activities which the firm is going to do. When to do something, how to do something, how much time it is going to be completed, what are the aims of it, how will you achieve it, what resources will be required. All this is a part of planning. And control is a process to monitor, to check. Monitor up here means to check whether the business activities are carried out according to the plan, according to the set standards and the given instructions, and if deviation are found, then corrective actions are taken. So whenever there is planning, there is controlling, and conversely, whenever there is controlling, planning also will pre-exist. See, let's understand this line. जब भी कुछ प्लान किया तो बाद में वो प्लान को अचीव करने के लिए आपको कंट्रोलिंग करना पड़ेगा. एंड जहां पे भी कंट्रोलिंग कर रहे हो आप, इसका मतलब आपने आगे से प्लानिंग किया हुआ है, वरना क्या कंट्रोल करेंगे. किसी को भी कुछ काम दे दिया बिना कुछ प्लान का, तो वो क्या काम करेगा. इट इज लाइक दिस के आई टेल यू कि काम करो, कुछ खाना बना दो, एंड यू विल बी क्या बनाऊं, आज क्या है घर में, प्लान क्या है. ओह, यू से प्लान कुछ पूछने का नहीं, बना दो कुछ. एंड दैट पर्सन इज नाउ इन टेंशन. बट इफ यू हैव अ प्लान, लेट्स से यू प्लान आज घर पे शाम को पिज्जा बनाएंगे. सो प्लान है ना पिज्जा बनाने का. ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू ईट पिज्जा. सो प्लान नाउ इज टू मेक पिज्जा. एंड सो यू विल स्टार्ट मेक अ प्लान. ओके, इंग्रेडिएंट्स कौन सा हो गए, कहाँ से लाएंगे, कौन लाएगा, राइट, कौन सा टाइप ऑफ पिज्जा होगा, कौन से वेजिटेबल्स होगा, कौन कट करेगा उसको, कौन प्रिपेयर करेगा, हु इज गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर द होल थिंग, व्हाट टाइम यू गोइंग टू ईट. सी, ऑल दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ प्लान. बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट, कंट्रोलिंग इज नेसेसरी. मम्मी विल नाउ टेल यू कि तुम्हें ये करना था, किया कि नहीं, चलो ऐसा करो. कोई अनियन काट के आए, और ये बहुत ज़्यादा है, वापस करो, पतला करो, या कुछ ये मत करो, ऐसा मत करो. तो सी यू आर कंट्रोलिंग. बट प्लान किया तो कंट्रोलिंग हुआ ना. सो प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग आर इंटर रिलेटेड. प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग आर two sides of the same coin. Why we say this? Both these two, planning and controlling, are two very important and interdependent, आप एक दूसरे पे डिपेंड करने वाले functions of the management process. The success of planning depends on controlling. And why will this occur? Why will planning succeed because of controlling? Because controlling क्या करेगा? It finds out deviations, it takes necessary corrective action, and it takes the business activities in the right direction. So as we saw earlier, okay, controlling is not possible without planning. This is because through controlling we can ascertain, we can find out, we can determine whether the objectives of planning are achieved or not. So when there is no planning, there is no controlling, and even vice versa. Thus planning and controlling are two sides of the same coin. Why? Because where there is no planning, there is no need of controlling. Okay. There is a protection against change. See, any program, to implement that program, we have to depend on the internal and external factors. Of these two factors, internal factors can be regulated, can be controlled, but control is needed for external factors like government policy, competition, inflation, depression, scarcity of raw material, etc., change in the choice of people, change in fashion, etc. So taking into consideration the effect of external factors, controlling sees to it whether these activities are carried out according to plan or not. So planning and controlling give protection against change. Based on that, planning is a precondition for controlling. We talked of this earlier. To control something, you require a plan. So planning, what will it do? It will make programs to achieve the objective of business enterprise. And controlling will see whether the activities are performed according to plan or not. So the function of controlling is also to compare the actual performance with the set standards. Deviation is found, then corrective action can be taken. So planning is a precondition of controlling. And likewise, we can say planning is the father of controlling, because controlling exists because of planning. So first planning comes and then control comes. See, controlling keeps a check on the activities which are decided by planning. So controlling does not exist without planning. Okay? See, controlling does not exist without planning. First comes planning, and then only can come controlling. So we can say planning is considered to be father of controlling. Okay guys, we end here. Now we'll talk of the stages of controlling process in the next video. Okay, so in this video we talked of the importance of controlling, and we saw the relationship between planning and controlling. And based on this answer, you see, the first topic is a very important question, right? Or it's a very important statement. Planning and controlling are two sides of the same coin. Explain. Same thing up here. Planning is the father of controlling. Explain. Planning is a precondition of controlling. For controlling. Explain. And these three answers, right, will come in explain in 2 marks. So please do it. Okay. All right. Meet you in the next video. Bye.